Yes, hello and welcome back to the live stream. मैं आपका होस्ट एंड दोस्त लैमी. Finally, I have some updates for you guys. One is that we have finally gotten the perfumes into production. I don't know who sat on this chair before me. Is it me? Ah, so one that we have finally got the perfumes done, almost done. It's like 3 more days remaining. And two is that we have also got the packaging knocked out of the whole thing. So yeah, that is two things that we are doing. One is the packaging and two is the perfumes along with the glass bottles and everything. That's basically it. That's what we have achieved till now in the journey. I think this is day 31 of making a new perfume brand. Okay, so we are also going to do that shit now. This is day 31 of making a new perfume brand, and today we'll be doing a lot of shoots around this topic, that how to make your own perfume brand. And we'll do like day 1 to day 10, maybe. This is day 30, wait. We'll do step 1 to step 10. On step 10, you will get your entire perfume brand ready. So this is the right time to start. So from the step 1, this is where we begin. Okay. And yeah, that's more or less it. Right now. People are doing a lot of creative stuff online right now. That's fine. Just here for the yeah. So day one was when we started with the concept of the lifestyle club and the perfume that we had to put into the lifestyle club. And I think day five we decided on the color schemes. Not day five. Let's do step two. Step two, we decided on the color schemes, which was inspired by a certain other perfumes because it gave that enigmatic look. But we did not want to limit to that. So we did go ahead and finalize like one premium function of one bottle and the premium packaging of another bottle, and we kind of combined it. So, and we put our logo on it. So yeah, but then that did not work out either because there were some issues with the manufacturers telling us that that's not how things work in perfume. So day three, no, step three, we had to revamp everything and start from scratch. And I think it was then that we finalized the scent also, which scent we'll be doing final. So we had Exotic Black as the finalized number one. Then we had Satin Wear or Satin Femme as the number two. So these two were first top two selections because Satin Fiemme was a lot more pricier than Exotic Dusk. So that is where we kind of pivoted into just doing Exotic Dusk initially. So that was step three. Step four was where we got into small scale manufacturing, because any kind of perfume you want to manufacture, you at least have to manufacture 2000 to 10,000 bottles. Being the people we are, we did not want to invest initially the amount, and we went for something small like 500 bottles. And currently, step four. So step three is a step four. I think step four or five. I think step four. We decided to finally make 500 bottles, right? Step five was selecting the bottles which were easily available later on, not easily available in the market, but easily available later on, along with the kind of caps and the kind of pumps, 130 mcl pumps that we are using. So these three things had to combine to come together to form the bottle. Along with that, the labeling on the bottles. So that is the TLC logo. Along with that, the outer box, which now had shifted from a huge gifting box to now a very nice private box, smaller private box, and with satin inside and everything. So we had to have a lot of R&D around that whole thing, how to fix those two measurements, and how to craft a box which adheres to the golden ratio in some or the other way. Because I am a big fan of golden ratios, so I had to do that where it at least adheres to the golden ratio, right? And we kind of succeeded. So step 6 was finalization of the designs and finally putting the prototype through. We had the prototype, I think 20 days back, 25 days back we had the prototype. Okay. And that is step 6. Step 7 is finally putting in the advance payment to all the workers in order to get the production started, basically. And then we had a lot of hurdles, like sometimes the bottle was not available, sometimes the box got cut into the wrong shapes, and a small chunk of our production kind of got delayed because of this whole issue with the whole, the boxing thing. So step 7 was quite messy. It's like actually getting it from the prototype into the production, which was quite messy. But then it did happen. And now we are at step 8, where finally everything is running smooth. And you know, we are finally having that phase where of our two of our designs are finalized. Huang Dianu 1, hello, welcome. Hi Huang, hi Huang, welcome. So, two of our designs are finalized, two of the smells are finalized, like the fragrances are finalized, and we are finally going for the major part. And step 8 right now is where we are actually just overlooking the whole process and making sure that the final product that is delivered is up to the mark, because that is where perfume really shines. The presentation definitely matters. So it's not just about the fragrance, as I initially thought. I thought it is just about the fragrance, but it's not. The presentation does matter, and currently we are overlooking that process. So that is step 8. Step 9 will be finally getting the bottles filled, because this is an artisan company, so everything is done by hand. So we'll be filling the bottles by hand. 500 bottles will be mixed and filled by hand. So I feel that is the major roadblock right now. But it's what I feel, because not that's the fun part for me especially. But what I feel is the major roadblock has already passed on, because the step 6 and 7 were the most messy parts, where we least expected anything. And now here the filling part is the easiest part, because we can control the outcome right here on the stage, like on the table. Whereas the production and the prototyping and everything was out of our hands. So that is again something to keep in mind. And that is what I felt would have actually been the easiest part of this, which was not. Honestly, it was not. So, for any kind of production, from what I understand now, is the main variable will always be the labor and the labor cost. It's not about the design. Designs you can think up immediately, right? I also know people who made entire financial projections and forecasts and everything based on their current stocks, right? So based on the stock, they make the entire projection. But unless anybody buys from you, that is the main question. If people buy from you, that will be the actual statement, right? So that's something that we have to understand, right? As entrepreneurs, one is the messy part is the labor handling part, and two, just because it works right in your head and on paper does not mean it will work right in reality, right? That whole step might not even function the way it is supposed to function, right? So what we projected to be a 14-day period for from start to end actually now has crossed 30 days of execution. It's because of simple things like people going to vacation because of public holidays, people having issues with the rains, right? Factory tops leaking and they had to shut down the entire production because of rains, and nobody was prepared for sudden bursts of rain in Mumbai somehow, because it happens every year. How can you not be prepared for it? So that happened. And prototyping, which actually works out, prototyping works the fastest. And in this case, we had to prototype 7 different versions, starting from the first version, which came out to be a copy of some other brand, to finalizing a version where everything was unique to our brand, which is the TLC brand, and finally getting it into production. So all these steps actually took around 20 days, not just 3 days that we had initially projected, right? So that's a breakdown of what happened. And the kind of response we are getting from Exotic Dusk is amazing. Like the like the customers who are currently purchasing from us, Exotic Dusk is coming out on top for everything, every single thing, whether it's the notes, whether it's something to do with the longevity, whether it's something to do with the silah, whatever, like whatever technical terms people want. It's coming out on top of everything. So that is the expectation that it carries into the final product, right? We are expecting it to perform as well in the final product also. But this, considering that we will also freeze it, now we have to get the freezers and we have to get the wrapping machines, because those are the two missing things that none of the people are actually promising. Either the, the wrapping, I just saw something and it distracted me, sorry. So none of them are actually promising us the outer packing, which is called the over wrapping, which is the basically the plastic outside the perfumes, right? So that is something we have had a lot of struggle to procure or to even get into with other people. And the second thing is finally having, like, we have a unique concept what we are bringing to the market. It's just launching 5 to 6 forever. Like we won't be going beyond 6. Okay, I know people keep on relaunching and redeveloping and repackaging. Zara completely works on this premise that the designers will copy the top notes of perfumes which are in trend, and after a while they will just get out of fashion, and then Zara will stop manufacturing them. And that's the problem with brands like Zara. They produce subpar stuff. Okay, not even, I can't call them fragrances. They are subpar stuff which basically chemically compete with the good premium brands, and they just kill the market. They just steal away from the main designers. They just steal away from the main market. And once they are done, they just leave it out and they go for the next brand. So, in my opinion, Zara is a profiteering racket. Do with that what you must. And not just Zara, it's other brands also, including. But what I like about Montblanc, okay, it does copy other brands, but it does keep the old fragrances into circulation. So that is fair enough. Like if like Montblanc Legend got famous, it never went out of production, right? So that is what I love about Montblanc. It sticks to its fragrances. Even though it copies from things like Aventus, it will still keep stuff into rotation, right? So that's again something that we can agree upon. Okay. Now, what else is there to understand? So last 8 step we understood, 9 step we understood. The end of 9 step will be finally bringing it all together, assembling and packaging and wrapping everything. And the two things that I mentioned was, one was overwrapping struggle and the other was the filling struggle, because filling 500 bottles is a different task. Like, being accurate with the 100 ml is a task. I always overfill. I always fill more than 100 ml. I go up to 100, 500, 6 ml. So right now, to maintain that kind of a balance is important. So that is what I'll be getting. Maybe a filler for a machine or a filler for, and maybe that will work out. Don't really know. But yeah, we'll be doing something of that sort. Something of that sort. And yes, and after that being step 9. Okay, now here on step 9 you have your entire product ready, right? The perfume ready, the packaging ready, the inner lining ready, and the new concept we are bringing to the market is something that I'll just put it in the product. I'll not be speaking about it much because it's not really, it's a no brainer. I'm surprised nobody yet did that. right? It's weird. It's weird. Like you're in the perfume industry. Why won't you make it a designer experience instead of just giving it a designer's name? That's my question. So in the perfume, and especially not just the designer's name or signature, it's more like it's coherence between the designer or maybe the brand of perfume and the customer. Like the customer should not have to associate it with a name. For example, I'll tell you what I mean. Okay, ombre leather. Now, Tom Ford has an ombre leather, Louis Vuitton has an ombre leather, right? So, people who got too attached with the name ombre leather had a disregard for Tom Ford and Louis Vuitton as names, right? On one end of the spectrum. On the other end of the spectrum, Tom Ford and Louis Vuitton, people fight amongst each other. Which one is better? Whether Tom Ford ombre leather is better or Louis Vuitton ombre leather is better. And I think one of them discontinued, but now the current war is between the ombre nomad DNAs, right? So there's a Louis Vuitton ombre nomad and there's a Tom Ford ombre nomad. So current war also tells me that there is still this confusion or maybe polarity between two different brands over the same name, right? And that feels weird to me. That feels weird to me. Like why would you do that? And yeah, both of the brands don't spend a lot of time or effort on the branding or bottling or packaging because somehow for them elegance is simply people should recognize their brand from the name, okay, or the users should be loyal to the brand name or whatever their take on this is. And there are some niche perfume brands, there are some design houses that put a lot of effort into creating those unique packagings, okay, packaging designs. Riffs, I know, Ariba by Riff and Golden Elixir Reserve, all these perfumes by Riffs, they are a different type of gifting experience. Like you will never go wrong with those gifting experiences if you're gifting it to someone. But then why do big brands not put that amount of thoughtfulness into the packaging? And second, why do they copy of each other's names? It's just it beats me. One. And second is perfume is a signal. As we have spoken earlier, perfume is a signal, right? Whether it can signal, like it wants to signal confidence, or whether it wants to signal prosperity, whether it wants to signal uniqueness, whatever the signal is, right? It depends on the user. So I can have the same perfume signaling royalty, whereas somebody else can have the same perfume signaling richness. Some third person can use the same perfume for signaling confidence. Like it's same product in different things. So why would you actually tie it down with your perception of what it should be, right? So these things in perfumery, they are just weird. Like till date, right? India produces the most amount of jasmine flower oil, right? Now we just call it jasmine flower, okay? Our English people did call it jasmine sambac and jasmine this sambac, that sambac, but it is just jasmine flower for us, right? And when we sell it off to the world market, we do not tag it as India made, made in India, grown in India, distilled in India, nothing, because it is for the perception, like for the user's perception. It is not supposed to be tagged and labeled and taken proud, like pride in. Yes, we do take pride in the fact that it is manufactured in India, but that's a fact, right? You cannot take pride in facts. You usually people take pride in things that are not real, right? If I earn a lot, I will take pride, or maybe my son earns a lot, I will take pride in my son. The son earns a lot compared to other people in my group, not to other people in Ambani's group or Elon Musk's group, right? So the pride is always fake, always fake. If somebody is taking pride, it's always fake. Yeah. So if you're proud of your nation, you're not really proud of the nation. You're in love, in romantic love with the concept of your nation being superior, right? Romantically in love with the notion of your son or daughter being superior to other sons and daughters. So it's a romantic notion. It's just a mental fantasy. So people who say France is the world's capital, perfume capital in Germany, I say no. India is the grandfather and the grand godfather of perfumery all across the world. So what are you even going on about? Like You don't even know your stuff, your perfume stuff, right? Who actually got out with the perfumes? There are perfumers who take pride in getting a degree from France and France and Italy. So now these perfumers, I don't know what kind of pride they are taking, going in some foreign country and learning about something. Hello, sir.
बोलो कि तेरा काम होने दे।
हाँ.
आज तो मुहूर्त लगा तेरे को मिलने के लिए।
अरे सर.
पैसा लगे ना। डैडी ने नंबर दिए थे।
हाँ. अरे हाँ हाँ हाँ, राइट सर. Hi guys, so sorry. Welcome, Fajr. Welcome to the live stream. I just saw that you're here, and yes, guys, I'm back. We had a customer, so for customer privacy, we always keep the stuff off. Yep, the volume is on. I hope you get my point because customers deserve their privacy. So we were talking about the step 9. All right, step 9 is what we would call an outlier, which is because we kind of, yeah, get ready for the entire process. Now the whole thing is done. The perfume bottle is made. The oils are, brought out into the market. Now we create the blend. We add the additives. We add the preservatives. Everything is added into the mix, and finally it's time to bottle, right? We bottle the perfumes, right? And then it is packaged. Then there will be a ribbon on it. So yeah, so the thing I was mentioning about the perfumers is that when you are actually doing the whole process of packaging, you don't need to name it something which is nomad and ombre and this and that. No need to make it sound fancy, right? So what our concept will be not to really give it a name on the bottle itself, right? Let the scent speak for itself. That is what, and that's how we develop a deeper emotion and ownership on the side of the customer. And we are also going to do customized bottles, right? So each and every package will have a name plaque wherever they order it. It will have a customized name plaque for the customers, and then we are going to package it and seal it in a very professional way. So that's what we have planned right now. Let's see how things go. And that was stage 9, right? So that is where you end all of the customizations and building process, innovation, everything ends there. And then comes step 10, right? Now in step 10, what we are going to do, basically a lot of visibility, marketing, and taking to the market kind of strategies. So in market business terms, we call it go to market strategy. And that is something that we are still kind of working on for the customer brand, right? We have messages. How's your day, Fashar? My day is going great. Thank you for asking. Hi, virtual man. Hola. Create a group with everyone like Virtual Man, Sons, me, so we can share our thoughts on perfume daily. Absolutely, we can do that. Welcome, Virtual Man, to the show. Welcome, Fajr, to the show. Fine. What about you? Superb. So Gaurav and Fajr are in the chat. Welcome, guys. So I was just taking the people through the steps 1 to 10 of how we are doing it while creating our personal, perfume brand. Not personal perfume brand, but the more boutique perfume brand that we are going for. So now step 10 is where we actually get in the mix and kind of have a nice, chitter chatter and tie-ups, basically tie-ups with the influencers, right? And because you know what, every perfume, so what is happening is now people understood that there is a good margin when we create cheap perfume brands also. So they are trying to go cheap, cheaper, cheapest, right? CCC, that is the kind of HRV, that is the kind of energy that is in the market right now. So we are not going for the cheap energy first, right? We are going for the most minimum viable energy. Okay. So we are not creating cheap products, but we are not also creating super expensive products. We are creating the minimum viable product, which is you enjoy it and it's not draining your pockets too much. That's the kind of combination we are going for. And the nice pull about this is whenever somebody applies one of our perfumes, we get 2 more orders just because of the word, like the fact that other people love the fragrance so much, right? So that's also where we are going towards. Like it's like a very nice organically growing, again, golden ratio thing, where 1.618 ka pata nahi, but we are growing organically, like the tree branches, our customer base is growing, memberships are growing, everything is growing basically at a very nice pace. And we are actually in the process of formalizing the club membership tiers, right? So there's like a basic tier, the associate tier basically, where club members will definitely have access to private viewings and stuff, but that's about it. There will be a secondary tier where we will make more exclusive things available to them, like second-hand luxury cars even, and some jaded items, some luxury jewelry or something. Those are the things we'll be making available. And there's a god level tier basically because there's a tier where people need exclusive access. That's what we are currently stuck on in terms of making the club happen. So that's a brief about the club activities going on. But come back to perfume. That's my favorite part. So now in the perfume aspect, we are stuck on step 8. No, sorry, step 7. Right now the prototyping is done, and right now we are overwatching the step 8 happen as it unfolds. And I do have photographs of the final box. I have photographs of the final bottles, but I won't be sharing anything unless we get the product in hand final, right? The packaging in hand. And then the first 10 bottles that we'll be creating, we will be definitely doing some sort of activity to kind of get it into a more exclusive arena, right? So we'll be doing that. But then yes, each of these bottles will be handcrafted no, hand blended, and they will have a custom name plaque on everything. Like every customer will have their own custom name plaque. We'll be calling up the customers to ask about what name they want on the perfume, right? And that's where we are taking it, like steel name plaques on every single bottle, right? And this kind of a customized experience is what the lifestyle club is about. Now for a very long time I've not actually spoken about the lifestyle club, but this is what the club is about, right? It's about, see, the basic philosophy is life is too short, we must enjoy what we can. We must abandon all worries in the world with equal um, and desperate cry of war. So we must go to war with our insecurities and whatnots, and we must live life with pure abandon, right? So yeah, you do your job, you do your business, you do your work, you do your art, everything, but don't worry about things which are fleeting, right? What do people think about me is a question that I want to kill forever, right? What will people say, why do people do certain things? All these things, they do not matter to a human being because nobody's watching, right? That's called the spotlight effect, one. And then when people are watching, it's because they're jealous of you, right? Two. So these two things, whenever you have somebody in your personal circle criticize you or say something to you which is disheartening, remember it's jealousy, right? And when you have people coming to you and not minding what you're doing or not even giving a two fucks about what you're doing, that is, my friend, the expectation that they would give two fucks and they did not. So actually that's how it's supposed to be. So guys, these are two things that I have been personally working against, right? Very diligently, helping my friends out with that, helping people in general with that. I have a mentorship group where I help my students overcome these small things, and it just works. And then perfume is like a magical therapy for everything, right? Perfume comes along and it's like it gives you confidence. If you're low on confidence, spray perfume, it gives you confidence. If you want to dominate a meeting, get a perfume which shouts dominance and you dominate the meeting. So perfume has been my go-to thing for a lot of those, answering those unspoken questions, right? You don't even need therapy after a point. So that is one. Second is the lifestyle club, where we are merging all of your desires and dreams and taking practical and tangible steps on how to get there. So you want to have a side income, you want to set up a business, the lifestyle club will fund your dreams if it makes sense. You want to own maybe a luxury car but at a very cost effective price, the luxury that you always dreamt of, then again the lifestyle club comes in and helps you get that dream by helping you procure a pre-owned luxury car. So that's the kind of thing we are doing for our members, but this is exclusively a membership club. And no, there are no monthly weekly meetings, but what we do is we curate the best experiences. So also there's a third prong to it, where you want to go to Bali, you want to go to Mauritius, you want to go to any kind of a destination. You want to have a destination wedding, right? And you really want the experience to matter. You want the experience to be very unique to you, right? Like a customized perfume, like this bug that is exclusively harassing me at this point. So yeah, so you want to have this exclusive experience. That's what the lifestyle club is all about, right? So all these things curated into a club is basically, I would want these services at a certain point, and my friends have complained about other people not getting through with authentic services to them. That's where we also shine, right? Authenticity. So if I tell you there's this in the perfume, it is there in the perfume. If I tell you you'll get a photographer at the 6 p.m. in Mauritius at this point in this location, you will get that photographer, right? If I say that this car won't ask for a service reminder or even service for the next 1 year, you won't. If it does, we pay for it. You don't even have to pay for the servicing, right? That's the kind of authenticity I want to bring to the table. I'm just done with the cheap marketing tactics of profiteering companies like Zara, companies like what you say, what is the name of that company, Spinny, right? Cars 24 and all those second-hand market stuff, right? I'm done with their marketing gimmicks. I'm done with all the travel agencies who promise you big and then they take your money, and the experience you have does not even match the brochure, leave alone the promises on the phone, right? So those are the problems I want to solve, the authenticity problems, right? And basically we started off with the main perfume problem. That is what we had majorly in the market. Now we have kind of solved it. The first project is dropped already, and the product out of the project is coming within 5 days, I think. And Fajr, Gaurav, Sons, right? Three people indirectly, and Sumit, four people here, and Beno, five people here. So five people on the chat. You guys will be getting our best perfumes with your names written on it, free of cost, right? Those perfumes are 5,500 rupees each, but I will be giving these five people the perfumes free of cost. And I can count you guys on my fingers, right? It is Gaurav, Virtual Man, it is Fajr, it is Sons, it is Sumit Das, it is Beno is in Germany, and we'll make sure that it reaches Germany. Right? So these are the, like, the moments that I'm sharing with you guys, and thank you for being along in this journey. And this is just the start, right? We have a lot more, many more further, travel experiences. We have a lot more automobile experiences. We have a lot more experiences coming to you guys. Just a second, I'll just check the messages. So, I found out that JPG male elixir working pretty good in Indian climate. That's awesome. I have got few inspired perfumes from a certain Indian house at Plaza Holiday, although the scent profile is different from the OG. Okay. Is it Raihan Elixir? Try OG Decant if you can. It's performing good in our humid climate. It's winter perfume, but pretty impressive performance in summer also. Like having a quick crash course on daily life. So thank you. We call the dragonfly. It will train the bug. Okay, so you saw the dragonfly one, huh? Wow, congratulations, guys. Thank you. First, every free perfume I get in my life. Is it? For sure. But then that's what happens, when you support me, that's what happens. What are you guys are doing? I'm not going to take this call, sorry. Sorry. Right. First ever free perfume I getting in my life. Yes, for sure. It might be the case. But yes. I am going to punch IIM in the face right now. Indian Institute of Management, stop calling me. Please stop calling me. Okay. First, okay, yeah. So that's it. So, guys, yes, five of you are for sure getting the perfumes. The moment they come in, you guys are getting it, right? And it's simply for being along with the journey, being along with me on the journey, because it takes one to know one. And I know if you guys have been rooting for me, I know somewhere along the line you wished that there was somebody rooting for you. So that really matters for me. and that is why I want you guys to be the first ones to experience the perfume that we are bringing to the market. And instead of doing blind buy and stuff, I'll just, these five people I know by heart, I know who supported me, right? So thank you guys for supporting me, and we are at step 8 right now, right? We are overlooking the whole process of manufacturing. The moment we get the bottles and the moment we get everything set in place, right, we will get started with sending your perfumes to you. We'll start off with the first few blends also of the perfume, and all in all, it is going to be a very good story to tell later on, because honestly, I couldn't have imagined for a better career first, because perfumery is something that was suggested to me by my big brother for profits, obviously. Because he said, if you want to make a career, do a job, but if you want to make a life, start a business. So that's where the inspiration came, that yeah, career sabka hota hai yaar. In a career, I'm very replaceable. I was super replaceable as a marketer, super replaceable. As a digital marketer, especially, I was super replaceable. Then, to be irreplaceable, I tried to become a coach, a mentor, you know, and help people on their journey in life. No, there are other coaches and mentors. That's also a one-time, full-time job, right? Then, so every path that I saw, other than being an artist, kind of led the same way, right? And yeah, so now being a perfumer, it definitely is an art of sorts, but it's also a business, right? So having both the aspects to balance out and not to make it a charity was one thing that my brother taught me, right? Because earlier I was too kind to everyone, right? uh, Now I'm kind to people who are kind to me, like the five people I mentioned, right now, if you guys are on chat and whenever you see this, you can easily discern, because you guys first gave me the time, right? You guys spent time on me. That's far more valuable than money. That's far more valuable than any currency that I can ever wish for. So, and spending time with someone is a much, like, it's like a commitment. It's like, if you spend money on me, I can give you the money back. There are always the refund options, right? But during my growth, if you're spending time on me, that is something I cherish so much that I cannot even repay in 1,000 words or 1,000 perfumes. So that's what you spent first. That's why now I am willing to spend. It's like a exchange. It's like alchemy, nature's law. So, and this is one of the last free radical live streams that we are having. After this, the live streams will not be on much, but my expressions will still live, right? So let's see how things go. Ah, yes, for sure. Yes, the profit percentage varies from 20% to 4,000%. Depending on what kind of perfume business you are in, the perfume will vary. It will give you a variable output of something ranging from maybe 20 paisa even, right? So maybe, for example, if you get into the oil business, the oil business will give you at least a 3 times multiplier. So you buy something for 400, eventually you'll end up selling it for 1,200. That's the kind of profit multiplier. And if you buy something of the perfume sort, if you make something for 1,000, you'll at least sell it for 1,500. So that's again another profit multiplier. So right now the perfume we are making, it will cost us 2,000 around to make, and we'll be selling it for 5,500. So that's the kind of profit multiplier. If you get my gist, that's the kind of profit multiplier. So 2,000 to 4,000, 5,500. That's around what, if 500 is considered, no, if 2,000 is considered, one, at least 2 times. Like, we'll be making 2 times the revenue and 1 times the profit. So on 2,000, we'll be making 2,000 at least after everything. But then the cost is 2,000. Normally, when you take a new, like, Wildstone kind of a perfume, the making charges are 40 to 50 rupees. And the 50 rupees thing we are buying in the market for 400 rupees, right? So their profit multiplier is 50 to 100 is two times, right? 100 to 400 is eight times. So Wildstone selling a perfume for 399 is making eight times the profit. So that's the kind of profit multiplier for people. I hope that answers your question, Fajr. Yes. So yeah, guys, you five have been on my journey, and I can't even thank you enough because it's very, very interesting that people would spend time and energy watching a live stream of a person who does not even have a story yet, because my story is in the making, right? But now, thanks to you guys being here, I have a story where I have five people who will be like the cornerstones of this kind of the empire that we are building. So yeah, and it's a long journey. It's maybe 5 days, 10 days, 15, 20, 21. Like 30 days have passed just in the casual making of it. Just like we have maybe 6 months to go before we actually make any meaningful profits, right? Because I don't think people will be buying right off the bat at 4,000, 5,000 rupees. So for every 2,000 rupees that we put into the product, we'll be making around 300 rupees, which is very less compared to what we would be making if we were a professional brand. But we'll get there, right? But then we never compromise with the quality is what we have to make sure. So if we are buying big houses like Amouage, Mansera, Dior, actually the cost of making those perfumes will be very, very less. Yes, Fajr, those perfume costs will be very, very less. And the perfume inside will barely cost you 1200 to 1300 to make, right? Because for me, first I'm not making in bulk. Understand the dynamics, okay? We are not making in bulk. We are making just 500 limited edition pieces. Okay, we call it limited edition. That's just the marketing part. But basically, we are just making 500 pieces as the initial sun starts off, right? And for the 500 pieces, we did buy in bulk, but not to an extent where it would be anything meaningful. Whereas Dior and Amouage and all these other brands, they buy at the rate of maybe 200 kgs, 300 kgs, 500 kgs of perfume oil, right? They make 1 lakh bottles per season, 1 lakh bottles minimum per season. So for 1 lakh bottles, for example, if the oil is costing me 15 to 20,000 rupees per kg, for them the cost is around 4,000 rupees per kg after the final blend and everything, because that is the volume game, right? Bigger the manufacturing, the lesser the amount you have to pay for the oil. The bottles that they are getting are contract made, and they are also in the lakhs, right? So for me, the bottle is costing around 200 rupees. For them, the bottle is costing around 20 rupees, 21, 20, maximum 22 rupees. Basically, they are paying for the glass cost by kg, because at that scale, molding does not matter. Molding takes barely few minutes. But at that scale, they are actually just paying for the raw materials. So that's like one fourth, one fifth of the cost of oil, one fifth, one tenth the cost of glass for the glass bottles, and outer packaging is barely 15-20 rupees at that again the scale. So for them, it barely costs around 400 to 500 rupees maximum, or in dollars, if you want to see, it will be around $5.5 per bottle of manufactured perfume. But then what they do have to pay for is they have to pay the distributor. So whatever comes after, so for example, if you manufacture it for 500 bucks, you start selling it to the super distributor at 1,000 bucks, so you are just immediately doubling, right? So 500 into 1 lakh will be 5 cr, 5 crores. Okay, so for Dior or Gucci or all the other brands, they make it for 5 crores. They sell it off at 10 crores to the super distributors. Now the super distributors will take around a margin of 2,000 bucks, but then 10,000 bottles will be allotted to them. So they will sell it off at 2,000 or 3,000 rupees, right? So 1,000 they spend, 3,000 they'll sell it off at. Now when they sell it off at 3,000, they will be going to distributors at 3,500, 4,000 rupees. Then from that 4,000 rupees per bottle, now it goes to the retailers, and retailers sell that 4,000 rupees bottle at 15,000, 20,000, 25,000. That discrepancy is because the original perfumes are not sold that often in India or elsewhere. They are not sold that often, and retailers need the majority of the cut to keep the lights running, right? And then they also offer the discounts. Whatever discounts happen, they are in shop, so they try to maximize their profit while keeping the downsides as low as possible. So that's where majority of the money goes, is in the retail. And then there's a marketing budget, right? So the marketing companies come in and they have to market in this and that, so they add all those costs on, and then final rate of the product is, that's why I said maximum it is 1200, 500 rupees maximum to maximum for making the perfume, oil, bottle, packaging, everything. Then the remaining 5 to 700 rupees goes in marketing and celebrity endorsements and brand endorsements and all those things. So a 7, you if you look at 500 again, that amount is going in for 5 crores around. That becomes for again brand, celebrity, and if I had 5 crores to spend on marketing, what do you think I would do? Right? I would take the best social media influencers. A 3 crores budget for social media will last me around 2 years. Okay, that to not social media marketing. I'm talking about organic social media marketing, which is basically influencer marketing, which is basically review marketing, which is basically all those other types of marketing. So you can just imagine the perception building that is done using the amount of money is crazy. What about the wholesale rate from those brands? The wholesale rates are around 60-70% maybe. Amouage and Gucci, I don't know, but they are around 70%, and that's why people like Ajmal, people like Adil Kadri, they have grown to crores. Like Adil Kadri's yearly spent on marketing is around 40-45 crores, right? 45 crores of marketing spend is no joke, but that is the reality because that's the volume at which he's selling right now, right? So it's crazy the amount of profit that we get, and the amount of um, disruption that can happen in this market is crazy. So that's why Adil Kadri is surviving so well. He's flourishing even with just one proper offering, which was Shanaya was the only offering he brought to the table and highlighted properly. And then there are other distributor rates, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 rupees. Oh my god. Let's not talk about distributor rates like 3,000, 4,000. 70% discounted it comes to the distributor. So the wholesale rate, then again 30, 60%. So if I can give you a 16,000 rupees perfume just at rupees 4,000 because I have it in an open bottle configuration. The same thing a wholesaler will give you for 4,000 if you take 100 pieces. So this is a kind of same thing. So Fajr, I hope that answers your question. And what else, guys? So yes, I was. Let me wrap up the 10 points. Right. So it starts off with ideation. It goes into design and finalizing the bottle design and the aesthetics. Then it goes into what market you are targeting, whether it's ladies, gents, kids. You're looking at Gen Z. You're looking at people who are of a certain ethnic orientation or a certain sexual orientation. Like this different kind of bottling for males, different for female, different, and the third kind for LGBTQ. So it's like legit. There's a huge step 3, and then it goes into step 4 where we finalize the raw materials, how it will be sourced, where it will be sourced, why it will be sourced. Then we go into step 5, which is prototyping. We go into step 6, which is the basic manufacturing and finalization of prototyping. Step 7, where we actually get into the mass production and finalize the dye, finalize the cutting tools, finalize the molds, basically the molds where all the bottles will be made and everything. Step 8, where we actually start doing the mass manufacturing and overseeing the entire process. step 9, where finally we have all the bottles and packaging and everything ready, and then we are ready to ship. And step 10, where we go for the marketing and the visibility of whatever brand you have or whatever message you have. So a message marketing will always work better than a brand or a product marketing. That's also one thing. One more question. Ahmed Al Maghribi perfumes, under the bottle it's written 41% volume. That alcohol level is 41 and rest is oil, distilled water, fixatives, right? Still is EDP for them. Right, it might be that. Now Ahmad Al Maghribi alcohol level is 41% and rest is oil. Might be that. Might be that. Because if it is lasting you so much, and obviously Ahmad Al Maghribi is using not the premium grade but the semi premium grade of oil. So, yes, it might be so. The 59% of it is oil and fixatives. And actually, it will be 40% by volume oil and fixatives, and then there will be fillers like gelling agents and since there is so much oil, it might be very helpful to have certain types of protective agents, which is basically preservatives. It must be extrait. Yeah, it is above extrait. It's not. It is above extrait if it is that concentration. Extrait is anything above 35% is extrait, obviously. Hey Sumit. Okay, you changed your name. Nice. Cool, 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 cool. Hi. No, no problem at all, Sumit. Thank you for joining in. Oh, lovely. Just doing a sound check and keypad check. Awesome, awesome. I hope it is working. That's superb. Lovely that you're getting your laptop fixed, and we can be back pretty soon on live, right? So Fajr, I hope that answers. So when you are planning to release the perfumes, as soon as I get the bottles, because as I told you, we planned for 14 days. Now it has been more than 30 days for the production that's been happening. And as I described, the whole step has taken us more than 15 days to actually execute, which is now we are at day 30. We are expecting the delivery of all the bottles by day 33, and packages maybe today evening or tomorrow morning we are expecting boxes. So that's the kind of timeline we are working with right now. Okay. Getting all the ducks in a row before takeoff. Ooh, lovely, lovely. That's awesome, Sumit. And yeah, better safe than sorry, because during travels you don't know what might happen. You know, once I got stuck with zero battery and no way to plug it in because I forgot the international traveler plug. Legit, I was expecting an Indian plug to work in Dubai and almost everywhere. So I feel you. I feel you. And then we had a long discussion about that. Yes, Fajr, Exotic Dusk is what we are launching right now. And yes, SD official. We'll join in later. Awesome, awesome, Sumit. Do join in later. We'll await your presence. And Sumit missed the part where I said that I'm going to give him a free perfume. It'll just be a banger for everyone, when they realize this. And I just realized uh, if things work well, we can also send a perfume to Hussein. Right? Hussein has also been a cornerstone right from the days where we had a lot of trolling going on. Okay. Guys, I'll have to take your leave now that things have worked out, I guess. Right? So we'll have to take your leave. Thank you guys for joining in. I'll also have to join you later. Sumit, thank you for coming. Fajr, thank you for coming. Charvi, thank you for coming. Sumit, thank you for coming. And Gaurav, thank you for coming. Really appreciate all of you guys coming online and joining the chat. I like my own chat. All right. All right, I think now it's time for us to make a move, and we will be back. For sure, any questions, you let me know in WhatsApp if you want. And yes, we can make the group. Somehow we need people's phone numbers. So let's see how things work out. Within the next 2 3 lives, I think we will be able to get all the details from all our members. And also, Sons is not coming online for a very long time now, so I think we'll have to ask him also somehow, some other way to join in and share his number, or maybe we'll go to his channel and put in a comment, right? Or I reply on one of his comments and then do what's needed, right? So we'll see how that works out. And anything else, you guys let me know on the chat, and we'll be making some amount of content also. Virtual Man and SD, drop your WhatsApp numbers. Sumit Das is not in the chat anymore, I think. SD, please share your number if you can. I have Fajr and Hussein on my WhatsApp. Sumit, I know you are on my Instagram. Okay, we'll connect over there. Fajr, I have Sumit's contact on Instagram, so I'll ask him how things will happen and we'll connect there. And who else? Sons. So Sons is left and Benno is left. Benno, I don't think we can add directly because he's living in Germany and he has school to attend. So I think we should not. But let's see. All right. All right. Guys, thank you for being online. For sure, especially thank you for being so active today. Right. Thank you for being so active today. Really appreciate it, man. Right. And all the good questions. Right. Those were more educational for a lot of the viewers. Thanks to you asking, now they know about it. And what else? Let me know any suggested topics that I should make shorts on for educational purposes. So like 10 15 second shorts that we can make for educational purposes. And what else? That's it. Let's meet up in the next chat. Yeah, Gaurav, I'm in touch with. I have Gaurav's number. We can add him. I'll ask him on WhatsApp and we'll add him. And yes, always back to you too. All right. So let's meet up very soon. Take care. And Fajr, I think next 2 3 time later, I think you will also be nominated for the role of something moderation on this chat, right? So yes, welcome, and let's meet again. I'm really split up right now because I know my customer is going to come in and I don't want them to show up during my live stream. Okay, so let's meet soon, and I'll have to put the phone on charge also because the charge is gone almost. All right, how do I end this? Okay, take care, sayonara, let's meet again.